Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. There are a few things that I want to clear before starting with the actual part of the video now, because that's the other part that is a little more important. So first of all, a little introduction about us. We are Prep Insta. We are the most visited and the #1 website for placement preparation. So you'll come across our website and our videos a lot in the upcoming few months whenever you're preparing for your placement. So make sure that you do subscribe to our YouTube channel because we'll be uploading a lot of videos. Second thing is, a lot of companies would be hiring. So even before your on-campus placements begin, there are a lot of off-campus drives before that, and even during on-campus placements that are mostly higher packages for, let's say, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Cisco, Intel, so on and so forth. A few of them have already started and we've posted them on our Instagram. So make sure that you join our Instagram for your batch. We have a different Instagram for 2021, 2022 batch, 2019 batch. So whichever passing out year that you have, so you guys must be 2022 pass out. So join our Instagram or Telegram and our WhatsApp. Join all of them, because some companies that we are partnered with, they say that okay, we only want 10,000 people to apply, so do marketing but a little lesser. So we only post it on, let's say, our LinkedIn, or we only post it on, let's say, a few of our WhatsApp groups, or only on Instagram, so on and so forth. So make sure that you join all of them. Right, now let's come through the Infosys part here. Now, talking about Infosys, so Infosys has this InfyTQ program, which is basically a certification program. But with that certification program and giving a little test, you can get a job at Infosys as well. So there would be a few rounds, which we'll talk about that a little later, but they'll hire for 3 different packages. The first one is a systems engineer. That would be a 3.5 LPA package. The second one would be a system engineer specialist. That would be a 5 LPA package. And the third one would be power programmer, which would be an 8 lakh package. Now, it's a very good opportunity that even before on-campus placement starts, you will already have an offer in hand. So you would prepare for, let's say, companies who are paying higher, right? In that case, so that makes a little more sense. So that's one of the most important things for Infosys preparation. So to talk about the eligibility criteria, there's no eligibility criteria, to be honest. You should be a 2022 pass out and that's it, right? And coming from a science or an engineering background, that's it. Right, so anybody can apply, or probably my team will show you a page as well wherein all the eligibility criteria and other few FAQs, learning journey, etc., are written. So you can check that. We'll also provide the registration link in the description of this video as well. Now, to talk about the examination process, which kind of looks like this. So the examination process is basically divided into 3 parts. The first one is called as the qualifying round. The second one is called as the final round. And after that, there's an interview, by the way. And then the third one is called as an advantage round. While you're registering for the, for the InfyTQ certification exam, you are required to choose among one of the following, either Java or Python, right, as your specialization, based upon which your assessments would take place. So the first assessment, that is your qualifying round, there would be 40 questions. The total time would be 60 minutes, and the 60 minutes for whole of these sections that I'm going to talk about. There's no sectional timing. There would be 20 questions on Java or Python, MCQs, whichever one that you chose. There would be 10 questions based upon database management system, and then you would additionally also have 10 questions from aptitude, that is analytical and logical reasoning. So basically logical and quants, or logical and aptitude, right? Now, there's a negative marking of 0.25 for each question that you answered incorrectly. If you skip that question, there's no negative marking. And then for each question, there's 1 positive marking here. Now, a little suggestion from my end, even though they say Java or Python, but they don't exactly mean Java or Python. There would be data structures as well. So there would be data structures question, directly binary search, merge, sort, hashing, so on and so forth. But they'll ask you, basically the code snippet of that would be in either Java or Python, whichever is your preferred language, right? Now, if you clear this round, and you need to score more than 65%. So there's no like percentile and so on and so forth. If you score more than 65%, you go to the next round, which is called as the final round, right? Now, in the final round, which is a coding assessment, sort of a more like a coding assessment, the duration is 3 hours, that is 180 minutes. You would have 2 coding questions. Either in Python or in Java, whichever language that you have chosen. You can't change the language now, which is why choosing the language is very, very important. The second thing here is, also you would have 20 questions which would be of objective type, that is MCQ type, and those 20 questions, 10 of those would be based upon DBMS and 10 of those would be based upon Java or Python, whichever you chose, right? And then there's no sectional timing. The whole test of this final round has 180 minutes, and you're required to solve both the coding question in your preferred language and the MCQs as well within the same time, and you can switch between sections as well. Now, if you again score more than 65% in this section, you get a behavioral interview. That is basically, you get an interview chance. Along with that, you also get a certification from Infosys end. Now, based upon that interview, if you do good, you will get selected in Infosys at a package of 3.5 LPA. But there's an amazing thing. After a month or two, once obviously you have gotten selected and the results of that is declared and you've gotten just selected for 3.5 LPA, what they'll do is, now the next round is called as advantage round. So obviously previously before, once you've gotten selected, your 3.5 LPA offer that you've gotten, that is systems engineer package, stands. But after that, if you perform really well, in that case, you get an additional chance from Infosys that, okay, give this advantage round again. So there is 180 minutes. You have 3 coding questions in Java or Python, whichever you chose earlier. And then the total timing is 180 minutes, but the difficulty of each question depends. So one question is of 50 marks, one question is of 75 marks, one question is of 100 marks. So there are 3 questions, one easy, one medium, one difficult. If you do really well, what Infosys says in this particular round, that you get an additional chance of an interview. Now, your previous 3.5 LPA offer stands. It's not going to go away. But there's another interview. Based upon the performance in that interview, you can increase your package from 3.5 LPA to either 5 LPA or 8 LPA. That is Systems Engineer Specialist or Power Programmer. Now, it is based upon your performance. If you perform really well, in that case, it's a power programmer role. Or if you perform moderately well, in that case, it's a system engineer's role. And if you don't perform well, in that case, it's fine. You still have the 3.5 LPA role as well, right? So the whole platform, again, the whole part of this would be for 2022 graduates. Infosys will also be doing their off-campus and on-campus hiring little later after July. Once they hire, we'll let you know through our Instagram, Telegram, and WhatsApp, so on and so forth. One more update that I really want to give from my end is Amazon would be hiring very soon, and that's first they will start with a drive that is called as women's only drive, and then they will have open to everyone drive. Cisco would be hiring, I think, next month as well. So generally these companies hire first off campus and then on campus. So, and then with the on-campus drive, they only visit the top 25 colleges in India, most of these companies. Now, if your college is not top 25 college, in that case, this off-campus, which would happen again next month and next month, is the only opportunity for you to get placed in those 2 companies. And in fact, apart from that, other companies will also be hiring. PayPal is obviously also going to hire within a few months for 2022 graduates. So make sure that you follow us on all of our social media channels, because many times most of these college TPOs, they don't send emails because those colleges are not partnered with that particular company for any kind of drive, so they don't get to know, right? So which is why we tell. So now again, second part apart from that, just knowing is not important. Last year what so happened is, again, PayPal hired off campus for 2021 graduates, and you can ask them, approximately 4 lakh people applied, but they shortlisted, out of those 4 lakh people, they shortlisted 20,000 people only, based upon their LinkedIn, based upon their resume, and based upon their GitHub profile. If you have not shared your GitHub profile and LinkedIn profile, it's your loss. Now, what would I really recommend you, all of you, is make sure that you are doing competitive programming, make sure that you have a good resume, make sure that you have a good LinkedIn profile. Make sure that your GitHub profile with all your projects are already there, and you are not waiting for your final year to complete your projects, because these companies don't care that, okay, you were waiting for your final year to have your projects done. They want to see your projects. They want to see extracurricular coding activities that you've done. So again, those 20,000 students were shortlisted based upon there obviously they will shortlist the better people who have a better profile and a better demonstration of their skills, right? Now, a lot of 2021 graduates complained about, we apply to drives, we don't hear back from all of these product-based companies. Now, and then they start blaming those companies like PayPal, so on and so forth, that okay, the link was invalid, so on and so forth. The problem lies within them, that their profile isn't good enough. They did not, and those only 20,000 people attended the written round. Out of those, 2,000 people were shortlisted to attend the interviews. Finally, there were 100 people who were shortlisted. Now, PayPal has announced, last year it hired 100 people as freshers, but this year they have announced that they are going to hire 1,500 people. Now, that's an amazing opportunity for all of us, that, out of those 1,500, a lot of them would be hired as freshers. So that is a good opportunity for all of us. They are increasing their hiring numbers by many folds this year, because they are shifting a lot of jobs from probably US to India Development Center. Now, please make sure that you follow us on our social media channel, because many times a lot of capable students in tier 2 and tier 3 cities do not get product-based companies job with higher packages. Why? Because they don't get to know about them. And also, we launch a lot of videos very soon for InfyTQ preparation. So make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel as well, so that we can help you. And along with that, all the off-campus updates and other company placement preparation, competitive coding, etc. We are going to bring a lot for you this year. Thank you so much. I'll see you up ahead. We are also launching a course for InfyTQ. Feel free to check that out as well. This would really help you a lot. Thank you. I'll see you up ahead very soon.